Now, some of you may or may not know who this is, but this is Kenny Walden. I did a Bedbuckkken video on Kenny Walden at the beginning of this year. This is right around the time when the Bedbuckkken videos and series was getting kicked off. And he was actually one of my early entries. I think he might have been the second or third person that I did a Bedbuckkken Hall of Shame video on. And who would have thought that the last Triple P that I would do this year would be on the same person who I did a Bedbuckkken video on at the beginning of the year. So Kenny Walden is one of those people who stumps hard as hell for the Biden administration, especially when it comes to Kamala Harris. I think he's even the one that coined that phrase, the K-Hive. Like, he started like a whole hashtag behind Kamala Harris and whatnot. And he literally stumped hard for her. And when I did my Bedbuckkken video on him, I had got wind back to me that from one of my subscribers that on his page, on his Twitter account, that he, along with his followers, had posted up my video and then started like going in on me and saying like crazy stuff about me and whatnot. But of course, you know, I just like, it was whatever. Then a couple of months later, he had posted up a tweet. I can't remember what tweet it was, and it literally went viral on Twitter, and everybody and their mama went in on him to the point where he went on a serious blocking spree. Myself included got blocked in that because I retweeted what he said and was, you know, we was saying what we said about him because of what he was talking about in the context of the tweet. To this day, I'm still blocked by him, which is why I have to do the video in this format. So one of my followers on Twitter tagged me in a video that is the subject of this Triple P today, in which Kenny Walden is upset because they had some kind of black media event, quote unquote, at the White House, and they invited people like from the Breakfast Club, the Shade Room, and all these other online entities. And he's upset because he didn't get an invite. He felt because he did all this stumping for the Biden administration and Kamala Harris and the quote unquote K-Hive, that he should have been locked in to get some kind of an invite. And he's feeling some type of way because he didn't get it. Oh well. But what I'm going to do is, this is going to be a Triple P / full breakdown video. So the video is about 2.5 minutes long. So we're gonna go through like a fine-tooth comb, as we usually do, and pick apart whatever it is that he's talking about. I'm telling you, this is what Triple P's are made of.
Biden Harris administration, not like it matters, or not like I matter or anything like that, or people like me who matter.
At least he's honest. He says that it's not people like me matter or anything like that. At least he's being honest, because in that moment they didn't think of you. But the thing is, it's almost like a tongue-in-cheek thing that he's doing, because it's like he's saying, I know I don't matter. And he's upset. He's really upset, but he's trying to mask his being upset with trying to sound confident in their reasoning as to why he didn't get invited to this thing. But he's really feeling some type of way. That man is more saltier than Auntie Anne's pretzels.
2023 gonna be very different for me. I work a 9 to 5, okay? I got a real fucking damn job outside of this. I dip and dab into politics to get people the real shit. I continuously combat misinformation and get paid dust. And I feel like
he said he works a 9 to 5 job, and he literally combats misinformation when it comes to stuff like this, and he gets paid in dust, which means he don't get paid nothing. So he's doing all this stumping and talking ish to other people who don't support Kamala Harris, because that's who he really loved going after. If you was not a supporter of Kamala Harris and he got wind of it, he made it almost his life mission to go in on you until he was done talking about you. As a matter of fact, I think when I did my video about him at the beginning of the year, and he didn't find out about it till months later, and the reason why he found out about it is because one of his followers came across the video. So somebody who's in his little camp watched my content and then sent it to him, and then he just posted up on his Twitter page where he said some stuff, and his followers did as well. But he's one of those people that if you don't support what he likes and he gets wind of it, then he'll go in on you. I keep in mind, I don't know if he still has it on his page, because remember, I'm blocked. He had his location set to the White House, like as if he actually lived at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue, or what used to be 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue. Apparently he does not, unless he got a tent out there or something.
it's fucked up because y'all continuously reward fuck shit. Like, how the hell do you invite the Shade Room and the Breakfast Club to the White House for a holiday celebration when these people have constantly used their platform to misinform?
Remember in the beginning, he tried to come off like he didn't feel some type of way, but when you listen to what he said right here, well, how you invite the Shade Room and the Breakfast Club and things, entities like that, like, and not invite me, I told you he feels some type of way. He's trying to pretend like he's not mad, but this guy is mad. He's upset. All he's not doing is not doing his theatrics like he sometimes typically likes to do. And I'm gonna get on to that at the end of this breakdown. Like I told you, this guy's literally like the liberal version of Christian Walker. You know how Christian Walker will be acting in all those theatrics he would do when it came to the Republican Party. I don't think he really does it as much anymore because of everything with his dad. Kenny Walden is like that version of him. And I've said that countless times before for those of you who are unaware of his antics.
Like, didn't the Shade Room put out misinformation about y'all handing out crack pipes knowing damn well that we've had harm reduction programs since the 1980s? Like, it's weird to me. Like, you can have the Breakfast Club use their platforms to invite people like Cornel West, Nina Turner, and Dr. Umar Johnson saying that you haven't done anything for the black community, but not even showing their work. Like,
well, were they lying? Have they done anything for the black community? Remember, Kamala Harris is the same one when she was asked about reparations, she said, I'm not going to do specifically anything for black people. No, she said that. But you had this clown, Kenny Walden, literally up there stumping for her, trying to make it seem like she didn't say that. So you agree with misinformation to an extent. So why are you upset? And I wouldn't be surprised if this guy probably put in an application to work for these companies that he's mad at. He just mad because he wasn't in the room. I bet you, even if those same entities were still there and he happened to get an invite and go, he would not have made this video. He just wanted to be in the room. He just wanted to be in. And he on the outside looking in, scratching at the door like a puppy trying to get in to get the crumbs off of the floor.
Why? Why would you do that? Like, I don't understand. Like, I understand that I don't have a degree. I understand that I don't matter. I understand all of this stuff, and I don't expect to be invited to the White House.
Then why are you making this video? Because to me, it sounds like you're making a plea or a cry out to why you weren't invited. Like, if you really felt some type of way about it or anything, like if this wasn't an issue for you, you wouldn't have made this video. Clearly, you felt some type of way, and I didn't even get to address the picture that I used in here. Look, it says, Georgia, get your booty to the polls. Now, you know where that came from. You know where that came from.
Back to be acknowledged. I know what the fuck it is. I'm too raw, too fucking real. I'm unpredictable. I'm raw with words. But one damn thing that I am true to is being cemented in truth. And it's not just me. It's not just about me. It's about the collective. It's about people that I continue to repost as they continue to uplift you in the right way.
So you think that you being so-called truthful is your way to get in? He must not know how politics really work. It's a reason why I call it politrictions. In other words, you don't have a platform that they'll go to where they feel that they can get a leg up off of you. You're not a Breakfast Club. You're not a Shade Room or these other entities. Granted, those other entities leave a lot to be desired. And I found it very interesting that they had an event there called it was like some kind of black media event, so on and so forth. But it ain't the new black media. It's not us, but we know we ain't getting an invite. And you know what? We're not mad we didn't get an invite. I'm actually glad, number one, that I only found out about this on social media, because I didn't even know this was a thing until I saw it on Twitter. That's no sweat off my back, because they wouldn't want me in the room or any other voice of the new black media, because we would shut it down. That little event would be over before the first dish is served.
Never wanted to do this. I never wanted to jump into politics. I always felt like playing in the background and uplift the people who actually have a degree in this, people who actually have the credentials to actually step toe to toe. But I bodied reporters. I bodied Abundance. Can't nobody fuck with me when it comes to facts.
Are you sure about that? He's that confident. See, this guy also, he gives me Rolly vibes. He gives me Rolly wet yam vibes. You know how you have a lot of these shills out here that think they the smartest people in the room? That's him. I can't stand them type of people. I'm sitting here thinking to myself, at the 10-minute and 24-second mark of this video, and I still have some more to go in this breakdown, is he going to get wind of this video and he going to talk about me again? I wonder, because again, he blocked me on Twitter, so even if he does, I won't see it. But I'm sure somebody gonna get this video back to him somehow, some way. But it is what it is. Whether it happens, it happens. If it don't, it don't. Thanks for the views in advance.
And it's people like me, regular schmegular people who have the cultural competency and actually have the real lived experience of being able to connect the dots for voters. Because y'all don't know how to, because y'all don't know what it's like to live in poverty. Y'all don't know what it's like to actually benefit from actually seeing real infrastructure. You don't know what it's like to have to actually schedule when you want to and have to take a fucking bath or when your pipes done burst.
What does that have to do with what you're talking about? Now he done went into a whole sob story. Like, huh? Like, is this something that is this a digital diary that you're writing right now? Like, he's really like putting all of this stuff out there like they care. See, this is what you call a wake-up call. This is a wake-up call for you right here. Kenny Walden thought he was in. He thought he was in because of the stuff he would say on social media or gain a following or get a blue check if he has one, and think that, you know, because people agree with what you say, that somehow means you are qualified to be in some of these spaces. And then he said himself he doesn't even have a degree in this, so it's almost like he's pretty much freelancing this whole thing. And he said he's not even being paid. So you're like, again, you're stumping for nothing. Paid in dust. His words, not mine.
Because the infrastructure shit. But people like me, we don't matter. And I'm not saying that you don't care about the people because you implemented the policies, but I don't think that you care about giving people who actually live these experiences, have these experiences, come out here and talk to the people and actually get rewarded for actually doing the right thing.
So you want a pat on the head. You want a little butter biscuit trophy. That's what it is, right? That's all it is. Like, listen to what he's saying. He really wants some type of acknowledgement for what he's been doing on social media. Again, for anybody who's on Twitter who is fortunate enough to see his Twitter page, he literally has a shrine dedicated to mainly Kamala Harris. And don't get me started with some of the stuff you'll see on his Instagram page, which I'm gonna get into one thing in particular at the end of the breakdown. Trust me, we're almost at the end of the video.
But you're going to continue to reward fuck shit, and I pray to God that the Shade Room has your back as they continue to post shit that says that you're anti-black, knowing it's a damn lie.
Did you just hear that? He just said that the Biden administration is not anti-black. Now, I'm no supporter of the Shade Room by any means, but I know a lot of people who follow them and a lot of people who post their stuff throughout my timeline on Instagram more so than anything. But I can honestly say that the Shade Room didn't get that one wrong, because how many times have they completely ignored the black community? This right here is another reason why I did a Bedbuckkken video on Kenny Walden at the beginning of the year. What he just said right here. He literally believes his own fluff. He said that the Biden administration is not anti-black. His words, not mine. That's why we have audio to go along with this, so no one can accuse me of saying that I made this up.
I hope they have your back, babes, because 2023, I'm gonna have to take all this energy that I've been investing in you and invest it back into myself, because it's become a detriment, because I've been taking the burdens for you for nothing.
He said, I hope they have your back. You mean the same way that Joe Biden said he would have black people's backs and haven't had it since he said that? And if he did, it's only to put the knife in it. Kenny Walden, in case you didn't know or don't have any mirrors in your home, let me inform you that, sir, you are a black man in America. they will do for the benefit of themselves before they do for the benefit of you. The smartest thing this dude said in this video was at the end, is saying that he would invest back into himself, which is something he should have been doing before he decided to go out for free and gallivant all over the place and frolic for an administration that could give a two damns and a fuck about him. Like, what did you expect? What have you been doing these last couple of years? Really? Apparently not paying attention. And that's why you're in the boat that you're in. Now, of course, he's going to have some people that's going to write comments to him and saying, you know, you're right and everything like that. Well, guess what? If they fall into that same boat as you, then they're just as idiotic as you are. You got played for a fool and played like a fiddle. That is no one to blame but yourself. Now, what I found to be very interesting, because like I said, like I went and had to type his name into Google, and that's how I found his picture, but it led me to his Instagram page. Do you know that this guy mocked Tory Lanez's dad being upset with the California court system of what happened with Tory Lanez with the Megan Thee Stallion situation? Again, I don't want to dive too deep into that. I'm glad people haven't asked me what my take is on that. I'm leaving that one right where it is, because it's a lot to unpack, and there's other people on YouTube that you can go and watch if you want to see their take on it, whether you like their take or not. But this guy literally mocked Tory Lanez's dad about him being upset about what happened with that case, and saying the same thing a lot of these feminists have been saying and everything like that. And the crazy thing about it is, he posted that video like maybe a couple days or maybe even a day before he made the video in which I just did a full breakdown on. So how you went from what about mocking this black man who's thoroughly upset about what happened with his son and feeling he got railroaded by this system, by this court, and then turn right around and throw up a whole sob story like the next day or so about you not getting invited to a dinner. Like, make it make sense. The parallels aren't even lining up. And that's one of the reasons why you're in the position that you were in. Again, the smartest thing he said in this whole video was him saying that he was going to go and reinvest into himself. Hopefully he does that and stops doing all these antics that he's been doing on social media, whether it's on Twitter, Instagram, TikTok, because he does have a TikTok, because I believe the video that he did this on was from TikTok. Like I said, it's almost like he's in that one of those horror movies when the music is playing and he doesn't hear it, and clearly the killer is coming after him, but he wants to walk instead of run and hide or try to escape, or at the least try to fight the person off if you can. So I don't feel bad for Kenny Walden. I don't feel bad for any of them like this. Like I said, if you look at this picture right here on your screen and you see that caption of "This is Georgia, get your booty to the polls," we know that was an insult to black people, and he's peddling the insult because, again, he's one of those shills that think that they know more than any of us and will talk down on us. So this is the last time we have to hear about him shilling and stumping for Kamala Harris and the quote-unquote K-Hive. Good. Honestly, up until this video came across my way, I had already forgot about him. I'm gonna be completely honest, but you know what? I wasn't gonna miss an opportunity to turn this moment into a triple P. So congratulations, Kenny Walden, for being what will most likely be the last triple P of 2022. You literally helped kick off 2022 by being entered into the Bedbuckkken Hall of Shame, and you're about to end off 2022 by being the final triple P of the year.